A K-drama telling the story of an autistic lawyer has been winning over fans around the world. This is partly because extraordinary attorney Woo shed light on some of the challenges and prejudices faced by people like the show's leading character. Many now wonder if enough is being done to help those with autism or other developmental disabilities. Bo-kyoung turns the spotlight to this issue.
26-year-old Chae-joon is an adult with developmental disability. Like any other person, he hopes to work, enjoy his hobby, and meet new people.
수진이는 오늘 1번 타고 가가지고 아이엘가 시하고 어디 갈 거야?
But to get there, he needs help from a caretaker who accompanies him. Developmental disabilities make up around 10% of disabilities in South Korea. More than 250,000 people in the country have some type of developmental disability. One of those types of disability is autism spectrum disorder, which can be relatively mild in some cases like attorney Woo, but in other cases requires around-the-clock care. To help them, the Act and Guarantee of Rights of and Support for Persons with Developmental Disabilities in 2014 provided the foundation for support. And in 2018, the government came up with lifelong care plans to establish more daycare centers, hospitals, special education schools, and to offer more service vouchers. The budget to help those with developmental disabilities has increased from $6.3 million in 2018 to $155 million in 2022. Yet, parents whose children have a developmental disability still say they cannot feel any improvement. When their children are of school age, parents at least had a place to send them to. But once they become adults, the responsibility again comes back to the parents, who are on their own, having to look up scattered programs and centers they can send their adult children to.
I have been trying my best for my child's education and treatment for around 30 years. Have they become better after being educated in school? No. And after they become adults, since then, it is just the mother's role to look for this and that program. But mothers also get old. Now it is getting tough for us to do that.
Do you think I'd be able to die before my child? Of course not. For that to be possible, my child would need to be able to integrate into society in Gangdong-gu district. That's what I'm most interested in. It's not about how many programs or services there are here and there.
The country is putting the burden and responsibility on the parents' shoulders. Parents say this is because all the services and programs are top-down and organization-centered. Politicians who themselves have children with developmental disabilities say it is important to listen to these parents' concerns.
When we draw up a bill and budget, we need to design it with opinions of those with developmental disabilities and their families at the center. Their voices and needs should be the foundation stone. But bills and policies are still being made by the government and just delivered.
It is a natural right for the disabled to ask for the country to feel responsibility. It is not giving benefits. The disabled, too, have the rights to live properly as humans according to the Constitution, and the country needs to do that. It is, in other words, the country's responsibility.
Lawmaker Kang Sun-woo, along with more than 170 lawmakers, have proposed a resolution to come up with a special committee on the issue, but it is yet to be passed.
Each scattered committee talking about one aspect of the issue does not solve the problem. 2 or 3 ministries need to collaborate to even solve the smallest issue, and for that, creating a special committee is desperately needed. All understand the need for special committees on politics and law reform. My goal is to make people understand the importance of the country taking responsibility for those with developmental disabilities and the need for the committee.
The first thing I did after becoming a lawmaker was to make a special committee for the disabled in 2004. It should not be temporary, though. The committee term is 1 year, so it could be tough, but should not be just mere formality. Clarifying the goal would be necessary if the special committee is launched.
There is no doubt that extraordinary attorney Woo left a mark, bringing attention to those with disabilities. But the gap between drama and the reality is worrying parents, as most of their kids are not like attorney Woo. To ease the burden on them and allow their children to have a fulfilling life,
They need the country to provide more lifelong services and support. Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.